So if you are feeling confident about converting measurements, finding them on the chart, setting up your ratios, then you should go ahead and just try the homework yourself. I am going to set up all of the odd problems through 13. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13. So if you are needing some extra help, or if you get stuck on one of those problems, or even if you get stuck on number 2, it might be a great idea to watch like problems 1 and 3, maybe get some ideas. So, and then I'm always available if you need help, but this problem or this video should help you get set up for most of the problems on our homework today. So let's take a look here. So number 1 says that an elevator can hold at most 2,500 pounds. So this is its max capacity. If 10 adults with an average mass of 80 kilograms each get on the elevator, so we've got 10 adults, they each weigh about 80 kilograms, get on the elevator, can the elevator carry them? So first we need to know, how much do these adults weigh all together? So I know 10, we need to do 10 times 80 because the first adult weighs 80 kilograms. The second adult weighs 80 kilograms. So there's 160. The third one weighs 80 kilograms, 240. So we would keep on multiplying those out. So 8 times 10 is 80, with another 0 is 800. So together, all of the adults weigh 800 kilograms. But the elevator measurements are given in pounds. So we've got to see if this elevator is safe for all these adults to get on. So the things I know I'm comparing are pounds and kilograms. So we're going to set up our problem with pounds and kilograms. So we're going to find that on the chart, and it tells us that 1 pound is 0.454 kilograms. So now what do we know? We know we have 2,500 pounds, and we want to see, what does that equal here? So I know we have another number, 800, but this is how much we have. We need to see how much the elevator can carry. So we'll do 2,500, and then we'll times by 0.454 to see if our elevator can carry that. So if you look at the answer, obviously they're all marked yes on here. But we know how did we have to start? We had to start with 10 times 80. So it can't be that, and it can't be that. So I want you to finish this problem and see which one of these answers is correct. Okay, number 3 says Dwayne estimated his mass at 6 kilograms. Is this estimate reasonable? So here in America, 6 kilograms really means nothing to me. Like, I have no reference of how much that is. Like, that could be the weight of an elephant for all I know. And so, I mean, or that could be like the weight of a loaf of bread. So we've got to figure out, is this reasonable that Dwayne weighs 6 kilograms? So we are more familiar with pounds. So we are more familiar with that. A person, especially like a kid, might weigh, somewhere between 50 to 100 pounds. An adult weighs over 100 pounds. So let's see if his answer sounds reasonable. So we're going to change from kilograms, and we're going to turn them into pounds. So here we know that 0.454 kilograms is 1 pound. And you can totally set it up the other way. And you can say that 1 pound is 0.454 kilograms. We will do the same thing as long as we match everything up. So we know we have 6 kilograms. So I'm going to match that up with my 6, match it up with my 6. So I'm looking for my pounds. So here I would do 6 times 1 and divide by 0.454. So let's see what we would do here. 6 times 1 and divide by 0.454. So either way, we are doing the same problem. So let's go ahead and set this up. So we know we have 6 and we're dividing by 454 thousandths. So we need to move this decimal 1, 2, 3. Now we need to move the decimal here 1, 2, 3. So we're going to do 454 into 6,000. So you need to see how many times 454 goes into 6,000 and decide, is that a reasonable amount for Dwayne to weigh? Hey, number 5 says that we have sprinters who run 100 yards, and now they often also run 100 meters. They're very similar. So if they can run the one race and do well, they'll usually enter into the other race as well. So how many meters longer to the nearest tenth is 100 meters than 100 yards? So I can see our question asked us how many meters. So we want to turn yards into meters. So when we look at our chart, we can see 1 yard is 0.914 of a meter. So they're very close. This is almost a whole number here. So we're turning our yards into meters. So we know we have 100 yards, and we need to see how many meters that is. So to get the M alone, we would multiply and then divide by 1. And then it wanted to know how much longer to the nearest tenth. So let's go ahead and multiply this problem out. So go ahead and pause the video and come back when you're ready. So we've got 0.914, and we are timesing by 100. So I know I'm going to put this placeholder here and this placeholder here. And so I need to get my answer into this place here, the third place over. So 1 times 4 is 4, 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 9 is 9. And then we have 1, 2, 3 decimal places. 1, 2, 3. So 91.4. So we don't need these extra zeros at the end. So now I asked how much longer. So how much more? So we need to subtract. So 100 meters minus 91.4 meters. Remember, we need to line up our decimals, and the decimal in 100 is at the end. So we'll subtract here. Don't forget to borrow because you can't do 0 minus 4. And see how much longer 100 meters is than 100 yards. Hey, number 7, we're going to compare these. So first, we're going to turn inches into centimeters. So we've got inches and centimeters. So we look on our chart, and 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. We have 100 inches, and we're going to see how many centimeters that is. So to get centimeters alone, we'll multiply here, and divide by 1 would be the same thing. So this answer, when you multiply, is going to tell you 100 inches into centimeters. So then, well, you'll put it up here, and then it's also equivalent here, and you'll see which one of these is greater. Hey, number 9, we've got 5 kilometers turning into miles. So we've got km and miles. 1 mile is 1.61 kilometers, so close to each other. And I have 5 kilometers, and I want to see how many miles that is. So I'm going to do 5 times 1 is 5, and then I'm dividing by 1.61. So I need to move my decimal 2 places, which means I'm moving it 2 places here. You need to add a 0 after the decimal, do that. So you're going to do 500 divided by 161. And that's going to tell you the answer to 5 kilometers turned into miles. And then you'll see which one is greater. Okay, number 11, we are turning quarts into liters. So we've got quarts and liters. 1 quart is 0.946 liters. So a quart and a liter are very close to each other. We have 5 quarts. And so we're going to see how many liters that is. We're going to multiply. And that is going to tell us the quarts, and we'll see which one is larger. Okay, number 13. We're going to order these from least to greatest. So we've got centimeters, inches, meters, and feet. Whew, that's a lot of things, but we can do this. So I am going to, let's see, we can turn inches into centimeters. So we could turn centimeters to inches. I can turn from our chart feet to meters. Okay. We don't have any yards, so we won't need that one. And we don't have any miles. So I think let's go ahead and convert them into feet and inches here. So then once we know feet and inches, we can convert them both into inches if we need to. So we're going to start here, and we've got 200 inches. So done. That one is done for us. Awesome. So now we're going to turn 600 centimeters into inches. So we've got centimeters. We want to turn it into inches. So 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. And then we have 600 centimeters. And we're going to see how many inches that is. So 1 times 600 is 600. And then we're dividing by 2.45. So I need to move my decimal 1, 2. So I need to add on 2 zeros here. So we're going to do 254 into 60,000. So I know it can't go into 6 or 60, but it can go into 600. Let's try a 2 to start with. So there is 8, 10, and 5. Yep, so that's 2 times. So 508. And then when we subtract, we're left with 92. Bring down my 0. So 254 into 920. So I'm thinking, so I know 2 times is 500. So I know it can't go in there 4 because that would be over 1,000. So let's try 3 here. So times by 3, there's 12. 15 plus 1 is 16. 3, 6, 7. So 792. So there's our 3. 62. So I need to borrow here. So there's an 8. Borrow here. 11 minus 6 is 5. And 1. And bringing this down. So I'm thinking, let's try 4. So 254. I'm thinking it can go in there more than that because this is about 500 doubled. 4 would be 1,016. Oh yeah, I can go in there more times than that. Let's try a 5. Try out a 5 and see what happens. So there's 20. 25, 26, 27, 10, 11, 12. Ooh, I'm thinking it can go in there another time. So let's try 254 times 6. So make sure you're doing these with me to practice. So there's 24 and 32, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15, 24. It can go in there 6 times. And it's not exact, but I think that 236, we can definitely compare. So even though this has a decimal here, we know that 236 is greater than 200. So we'll just leave this here in case we need to come back and finish it, but I think we should be able to see which one is greater just with what we have. Okay, so let's turn 4 meters into feet. So we can see that 1 foot is 0.305 meters. And we have 4 meters. Okay, so it looks like we are going to be taking 4 and dividing it by 0.305. So let's move it over. 1, 2, 3. So which adding on 3 zeros, 1, 2, 3. So we're dividing by 305. So it can't go in here or here. It goes in here 1 time, which is 305. So that was pretty easy math so far. 95 left. Gotta see. So 3, I'm thinking, goes in there about 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. So let's do our math here. So 305 times 3, 15, 1, and 9. So goes in here 3 times. So I know it's going to keep on going, but I think that will get us a close enough answer. So we've got 236 inches, 200 inches, 13 meters, and 13 feet is what we changed it into. Let me get labels here so I can remember what they have. So let's turn our feet now into inches. So I know it's not on our chart, but I think we know when we have 1 foot, that is 12 inches. And we have 10 feet. So we need to do 10 times 12 will give us the answer here in inches. Let's go ahead and do 10 times 12 and be sure to write it down, and that will tell you how many inches 10 feet is. So then we have 13 feet, so we can set up our same problem. So feet and inches. 1 foot is 12 inches. We have 13. How many inches is this? And then you should be able to put these in order from least to greatest. Okay, so if you have other questions on your homework, be sure to let me know and we can always meet if you need to.